Hi everyone, and apologies for not posting yesterday. It was Easter Sunday, so lots of Easter eggs were eaten. I must again apologise in advance because if you can listen just closely, you can hear my Frenchie snoring in the background. He's absolutely adorable. A little distracting, but so cute. It's cool. I can work with it. So today I'm just going to come into Affinity Photo and I'm going to import from Photos. Now I'm just going to use this raw image of Maisie that I've just transferred over because I love this shot. It's so simple, it's so striking, and the lighting from above her it's just lush. I want to do something with this, and look at that gradient in the background. Absolutely love it. As always, it's just a one light setup for myself because I just think it's so versatile. Yes, I could use more than one, but most of my ideas don't even need it. So we've got the option with opening the raw. It gives us the information in the top left hand corner. We've also got tools like the healing tool, the red eye removal tool, and lots of little things we can play around with like gradients. On the right hand side, if we just not expand it like that because that hides everything. And I've accidentally just hit develop with my stomach. Yeah. Whoopsie. Should I roll with it? Should I open it again? Yeah, whatever. Let's just do this. Right, let's not accidentally press develop. Oh, hold it on my stomach. Okay, so we're going to just go through some of the options on the right hand side. I click the first one. We've got a histogram there. If you're used to using histograms, you know exactly what that means. If you don't, I will go over this on a later video. But I'm just going to play around with potentially the black point because although I like it quite dramatic, I want to pull some of that information out from the photo before I start doing some cool special effects. We've obviously got enhancement tools down below that, contrast, clarity, saturation and vibrance. If you want to make it more saturated, like more colourful, or if you want to desaturate it, you can play around here. We've got the white balance, which we can obviously play around with. I'm quite happy with how I set it up in camera. It looks a little red on my laptop screen, but it looks a little blue and green on my iPad, so I'm just going to work with this. No big deal. I don't think I'm going to change anything else. Chromatic aberration, nope, don't need that, don't need that. No, I think I'm good to go. I quite like that photo as it is, but since this is a tutorial, yep, you can see all sorts of information there. I'm just going to hit develop. Actually, with my pen and not my stomach. I think somebody had too many Easter eggs yesterday. I'm not complaining because it was so worth it. Right, I'm just going to come in and let's see. Right, I've got my layers open because I like to know where I stand with my layers, what I've got, what I need to remove. I'm actually not going to do any sort of retouching on Maisie's face because her skin is pretty incredible. I mean, there's a couple of different tones in there, but that is natural for anyone. And I just like that realism. It just adds to it because sometimes photos can look too plastic, too fake if you work into it too much. I have done stuff like that before. I'm not proud, but yeah. I'm just going to double check. That is perfect. I'm going to come over at the top left hand corner. I was going to say column there. We've got our documents and our commands. Because I'm in the photo persona, which is this little square that's highlighted up here, I can open the commands and hit duplicate, and that has duplicated my layers. I will go more into shortcuts at some other point, but at the moment, you know, we are all just getting to grips with this bit of software. I do have my background now duplicated. I'm going to switch the bottom one off. I know, you find this a bit weird. That's completely hidden. Just hitting that little tick in the layers panel will just switch it off. I'm going to make sure I select the top layer because that's what I want to work on. And for today, I'm just going to come in and choose some filters. I'm going to scroll along to blurs. And because everything is in alphabetical order, this makes my life so easy. Let's just scroll down to motion blur. And you can tell I was playing around with this before we got into it. So we can choose what angle and we can choose the radius of how much of the photo it affects. So play around to get the effect you want. I want mine quite horizontal. I should just type it in as 180, shouldn't I? I hate numbers. Okay, let's just split that. Before, after. Perfect. I'm just going to hit apply. Come back to my layers, and if I switch that one off, I still have the original there, so I can always refer back to it or use it when I need it. Right, I'm switching the top layer back on. I'm going to come up to the little plus in the layers panel, and I'm just going to mask the layer. This has created a layer mask on this layer. So the top one is now selected, and the little drop down arrow reveals the mask. I'm going to make sure that mask is selected. So layer masks are one of the most incredible tools that you will use in any sort of editing software. This allows you to hide or make visible things you don't want or you may need. It's kind of like eraser but non-destructive. I'm just going to come in and scare everybody, and I'm just going to fill this mask in with black. She's gone. But only for a moment. When the whole layer is black, it means everything is hidden. I'm just going to come over to this gradient tool, and I always get this one the wrong way around. And I'm just going to draw where I want this gradient to be. And you're like, oh gosh, Chris, it would help if you actually selected the mask layer. This is why I like to have my layers always open, because then I know which layer I'm working on. So I'm just going to click and drag. Okay, so you can see the image is kind of coming through. Now, the gradient tools within Affinity are quite easy to work with. I'm just going to click that little grey node there, that little handle. I'm just going to come up to my colours and I'm going to choose black. Okay, she's gone completely. Grab the other little node, the white one, and turn it around. I can gradually start to bring her back. If I decrease the space between the black and the white, you get more of a dramatic look. So now this is where the original background layer is going to come in handy. I'm just going to switch this back on, so we can have a really dramatic effect. I'm not so sure how I feel about the eye. Let's get the eye in. Actually, should I have it on an angle? No, let's not. I'm just going to talk to myself as I work out where I want everything to be. Okay, I like this. Let's just go ahead and let that apply. So we've got a little bit of motion blur over on this side, which is cool. This is exactly what I want, just to make this image more dramatic. I'm going to create a new pixel layer. Stay up there, let's pin this. Now my layers can never leave me, they are stuck with me forever. I'm going to come over to the shape tools on the left hand side. Just going to double check that I'm in the photo persona. And I'm just going to click and hold that little rectangle. And I'm going to choose a donut, because I like donuts, and if you notice, it's the correct spelling of donuts. All my American friends will be booing me right now. So I'm just going to click to make my starting point, and then I'm going to tap with my finger so I can keep the aspect ratio of this donut perfect. Okay, so I don't want the donut to be black. Oh, okay, let's choose a really obnoxious colour that screams Christine. I love pink. Yes, I do. Nope, did not want to do that with the angle. Let's just change the radius of the hole. Let's make it very thin. So don't worry too much about the position at the moment. I'm just going to grab this and drag it in, I guess. That's just me selecting the move tool. If I double click on that donut we've just made, it brings up all the options again, which allows us to edit it further. And I'm just going to shrink that a tiny bit more. No, actually, let's just leave that. Okay. Layers. Yep. My donut is still... Oh, no, hold on. It's the American spelling over here. D-O-N-U-T. Couldn't spell it. And over here, it is the British spelling. The English. Sorry. Oh, come on, Affinity. What is going on here? You've got one correct spelling and the other one. Oh, who cares? Donuts are amazing. I'm just going to come over to the panels on the right-hand side and I'm just going to choose Effects. We're going to create some glows around this to give it that kind of 80s retro wave kind of feel to it. Oh, I should have some amazing synth music playing, shouldn't I? Whoops, wrong thing. So first I'm going to create my outer glow. Let's switch this on and click on the text. We can choose, let's keep it white at the moment. Let's just choose the radius. And let's just choose the colour. Now it should be, I think, a little bit lighter. Or should it be darker? Maybe I went in too much with the donut. Can I still change my donut? Donut. Oh no, my donut. Yes, I can. Clicking on the move tool. Panic there. Let's just tone this down. Ugh. I love bright pink. This isn't fair. But it doesn't work well, so I'll complain later. So I've just gone to the move tool on the left hand side to double click the donut just to adjust the colour. So now I'm going to come back to make sure the donut layer is still selected and click on the effects. Now let's go to our outer glow. With a darker, colour, that's instantly looking a lot better. Ooh, let's just turn that down. I like that. Let's also go for an inner glow, which... Let's just wing this. Oh no. Let's just go in solid. Let's change the opacity. A little highlights. Not too bad, is it? Let's just knock that intensity down. Well, you don't want to stay on the pink, do you? So not only can you play around with all these, you've also got all the different blend modes as well. And again, this is where you lose me for several moments. My gosh, can you still hear him snoring in the background? Okay. No, let's switch off that inner glow. Not too fussed on it. Do color overlay. No, that's not. Let's keep this simple, Chris. Simple. Right, I'm going to select my move tool again. Just going to make this a little bit brighter. And probably just make that a little bit smaller. Okay, I'm loving this a bit more. Never switched off my inner glow, did I? Oh well. Right, so I'm quite happy with this. back to my move tool. I'm just going to click and drag my donut. And just align it a little bit better. Could use the align tools, but I'm liking this at the moment. So again, in the photo persona, I'm just going to come up here and duplicate this again. Oh, and maybe again. You'll understand why in a moment. Switch these off. I'm just going to repeat what I've done to Maisie's image. I'm going to come down to blurs. Oh, should I try a different? No, let's stick. Whoops. Somebody didn't rasterize our layers. That is me, tool off. No. Okay, that still works. Okay, where is it? Motion. I don't know why I had to sing that there. Right, let's see if we can get. Because that's worth it with the blur on. Okay. Okay. So it was my fault, it automatically applied. Let's just do. I've still got the other one selected. No, I haven't. I've actually got that one selected. Maximum blur. I always think of maximum effort and depth over 2. I've done that thing again. Yeah, rasterize your layers, Christine. Whoopsie. Okay, so I'm just going to make a empty group and I'm just going to click and drag these layers into here. Can I mask this? Oh, hell yeah, I can. Is that going to apply to them all or just that one? Oh, well, I'm about to learn something new. Oh, dip. Okay, then. Let's just work into this. Brush. So, because it was a fill layer, it's automatically filled it with black. And I'm just using the white paintbrush to draw back in on this mask layer. This one is wrong, so let's just ignore it. We'll just switch it off actually. It doesn't make too much of a difference on it. But this mask is attached to the groups, so it's easy enough to come in and draw it. So if you've never used a mask before, it's filled with black and I've just drawn on with white. Obviously I've come on to Maisie a bit too much here. If I just change the colour back to black, I can just rub out all the areas that I don't need. I'm just going to make that a bit more gradual because it looks a little harsh on this side. Again with the white to just kind of draw it back in. Oh, love it. So now that's done, I'm just going to work on the finishing touches of the whole image. I'm just going to come into our adjustments. Pretty sure I actually want this one. Where's my curves? There they are. So I love working with curves, high-end retouching, for manipulations, for everything. I'm just going to have it on the master channel. RGB colour space, that's fine. Just going to click spline and I'm just going to darken this image right down so it's nice and dramatic. Okay, absolutely love that. happy with that. I'm just going to come and select the layer with Maisie on. I'm not going to do anything on it. I'm just going to create a new pixel layer above it. I feel like there should be some pink added. Pink lighting, so it should be affecting our like it does over here. You can see that the pink blurs, the light is coming in. So I'm just going to select that new layer. I'm going to grab a paintbrush. Let's change the colour. If I click the little pipette, the eyedropper tool, I'm just going to click and drag onto there so I have the pink. I'm going to reduce the flow and I'm just going to come in. Now don't worry too much about this because we can play around with the opacity of this as well as the blending modes. So it should be subtle, it shouldn't be completely intense and in your face, but it should just be enough where you go, oh, I can see where that pink light is actually hitting the model. Just adds an element of realism. It looks a little bit intense on the laptop, but doesn't look too bad on the iPad. Let's see, screen, nope. Too much. Oh, intense. See, oh, it's really bad. I know how all these blending modes work, but I cannot stop myself from actually going through and seeing how it actually physically affects the image on each different mode. It's a bad, bad habit. Right. So that's actually nice and subtle, isn't it? So I'm quite happy with that. So now I'm just going to come in again, just on the pixel layer I've just made, and create an adjustment, another curves one. I'm going to click on here again, and I'm just going to lighten it a tiny bit. I'm going to grab the paintbrush tool, or not paintbrush, the flood fill tool. And I'm just going to make sure my curves adjustment is selected. I'm just going to drop that in there. So now that adjustment is hidden. I'm going to grab my paintbrush tool, make sure that it's selected to white, and I'm just going to come in and reduce, let's keep the flow on, let's just reduce the opacity. And let's just make that brush a lot smaller. So I'm just going to come in and just ever so slightly, okay, let's up that. Just draw in some of the highlights. I want a bit more on the eyes. Okay, that was maybe a bit harsh, but so we'll just come in. Oops. Okay, so this is looking great. I'm just going to reduce this again. Just change that opacity. It's just a little bit too much on the hair. I just need a little hint of the pink. And let's just join a little bit here. No, what's that curves adjustment? Oh, okay. It's this one I want. Let's just double click this and just make it a little bit more dramatic. So I don't want to reduce the colours of the circle I've created. I'm just going to click on the adjustments and let's have a little look. Oh no, I don't want exposure. Ooh, Oh, I've got to stop doing this, you know. Damn it, Affinity Photo. Right, so back to the adjustments. This is exactly what I want. Let's just switch off that gradient map I kind of made. Just want to subtly bring down the reds and the yellows. I might actually reduce this again. It's still too much. Just should be a tiny hint. This is not enough. Okay. Do I do the thing I always do when it gets to this point of me being finished? Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna leave that on. Just stay up here. Okay, levels. Let's just see, gradient map, invert, load, lens filter. You know what is coming now. I love green. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. No, that's too much, isn't it? I think for once... I may not be using green. Oh, blue, blue, blue. Okay, love that. Oh no, went to green anyway. What? Ooh, okay, I'm happy with this. And there you have it. We are done. Sorry for blabbering on a bit, and apologies again for my little snoring potato over there. But thanks for watching, and see you all again tomorrow.